Do you have the heart of a purifier, Commander? We shall soon see.
Anything to report about the traitor?
They are like two starving hounds circling each other.
At some point, sooner than later, one of them will pounce. Do you think the Inquisitor will lose?
Engaging the mind of a demon prince does not usually go well.
Cool.
Very well.
The demon prince is a vexing prisoner.
When the time comes, Commander, it will be satisfying to bring the fire.
Right.
Let us ready ourselves for the trials to come.
You require a Vox exchange, Commander?
We have defeated the demon prince.
Punish the traitorous wretch for the trauma and hurt it brought to the edict.
I have many tools of the Manufactorum that could make the demon suffer until we extract the data from it.
I will leave it to her then.
I have repair crews to coordinate, but that should that creature leave the Libris, it'll have me to answer to.
Very well.
Oops.
Initiate. You require a Vox exchange,
The
Commander?
wards hold.
They do. Although I can feel his will probing against the blank minds of my servitors.
What would the traitor want to do with your servitors?
He thinks to bypass the Inquisitor's containment and corrupt them into mindless poxwalkers.
A clever plan, easily overlooked by those who pay less attention to the innovations of the machine spirits. Do not worry, I have fortified my servitors accordingly. It's not just Inquisitors and Grey Knights who can confound Nurgle.
The machine spirits. Very well. Initiating power saving cycle.
Oh, cool. Our ship was damaged by the attack. So there's a time and a servitor tax for that event mission we just did. Neat.
I see you have come straight to me. Time is of the essence.
Bah, bah, bah. Do we need to keep this demon filth alive?
I want him destroyed far more than you, Commander.
But we need him. He will not willingly help us. Also, water is, in fact, wet.
We must force him to do so.
I can match minds with this traitor. Such creatures are weak. That's why they fell to the ruinous powers in the first place. I don't know. A demon prince's mind teems with peril.
If you have another plan, please share it.
Your purifier has nothing to offer, and I do think we can trust him to intercede forthwithly should I fail in my
As
duty.
you like, Commander.
This Cadix reeks of contempt.
His presence has brought back some memories that I would have rather forgotten.
I had once been assigned to investigate abnormal activities in the Hospitalia section of Sistermonius. Cadix had possessed a medicae known as High Disinfectari. He became obsessed with cleanliness and the hygiene of the station. That seems counter to its master's goals.
The Plague God has a sense of humor.
While the high spires were pristine, the levels below the surface of the asteroid, where most of his patients went for treatment, were foul and fetid. A place where demon festered in the bodies of the dying, and where Cadix earned his nickname, Beast of Sistermonius. And you exposed it!
Yes, but not before being put under his care.
When I realized what he was, I escaped and put out a request for aid. Anyone would answer. Fortunately, a small strikes force from the Blood Angels, woo, were on a nearby system. We purified every level, all personal and medical servitors cleansed, but the corrupt stain left by his hand remained. In the end, I was forced to order exterminatus. Billions lost. A failure I do not admit too easily.
What concern? I must return to my research.
Oh god, but I have 2 bosses left. How do I find the other 2 bosses? Oh, here we go. Find the 2 bosses! Go! Let's get this. Let's beat this friggin' game today. My god. By the way, in case I haven't said it already, or in case you haven't heard it already, I do appreciate everybody who's been giving kind words in the comments section. It is nice to know that people are actually watching those VODs. So, how was the boss fight? I had a long think about that boss fight we had, which if you're paying attention, we fought almost without cheats. We had one small cheat during that fight, and you know, it wasn't bad. And the more I thought about it, the less bad it was. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and give that fight a positive. Shocking, I know. Go figure, some of the best fights so far have been the unique ones. Whereas, you know, the everyday, repeatable missions have been boring and dumb. Oh yeah, speaking of which. So that's just kind of whatever. So we've killed everyone except for red and purple, I think, Shadow Machine. I guess we'll just wait. Wait. Let's not be here where the ship shows up. Okay, the ship's working. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go with no, Huthor? Thought I did. Then you say there's news. And I'm like, well, nothing I heard is what I would qualify as news. So clearly I'm on crack. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't think that was news. Yes, I saw the Immortal Empires thing. Clearly they were listening to us. Hey, a new warp storm. That's great. That's what I wanted in life. Okay. Yeah, the AP increase and the repeat use of items. Oh, and the ability to ignore the warp increase. Those are the 3 cheats.
Inquisitor. Inquisitor. Inquisitor!
I saw it, Ektar. I saw it all.
I thought you lost in the monster's mind.
His gun right at her face. Okay, never mind.
Perhaps. But I've seen how the bloom yet remains so strong.
Analysis.
A weakening Inquisitor. A hopeless cause. It seems your crusade ends here.
Inquisitor?
Its power is drawn from a wellspring within the Imperium. A network of roots reaching directly from the Garden of Nurgle. Sever these roots, and the seeds will wither. The bloom will dwindle and perish.
That is deep within the Immaterium. Far beyond the Edict's reach.
The Dominus speaks truth. To locate the Garden of Nurgle within the warp would be impossible, even for the Grey Knights.
I have no more insight to offer. We cannot track the remaining Reapers, nor can we walk into hell itself armed with only faith and fury. Even if we could, no weapon we possess could hope to cut them so close to the source of their power. I see no hope in this.
There is none left for you, Carver. Not even that disgusting Grand Master could help you now.
What did it say?
Contradiction. Caldor Drago travels the warp freely.
Throne!
Additional, he bears the Titan sword.
No purer blade has ever existed.
Uncertain. However, no armament exists on Titan which surpasses it.
We must try to reach him.
Your Supreme Grand Master has been cursed to wander the Sea of Souls. Our meeting on the Craft World was blind luck. We cannot simply shout into the void and pray he answers.
Contra-assumption. Conditions on the Aldari craft world were novel, but distinct. The birthing of the Reapers echoed through a breach in the warp. Drago indicated being drawn to the phenomenon.
To recreate such a disruption would require a force of extreme... The Prime Seeds.
What? We only hold 3 of those cursed things.
Yes, but each one contains a massive concentration of bloom essence. If I were to destroy them simultaneously, all that vile power would explode in a massive dispersal. It might draw Drago's attention once again.
Insufficient. the craft world existed within unstable real space, a breach in the warp would still be necessary.
Yes, but if we were able to find a place where the veil between worlds was similarly thin...
Conclusion. The conditions that drew the Supreme Grand Master on the craft world could be recreated.
I suspect the warp storms that ravage this sector might offer a potential candidate.
An astute recommendation, Ektar. I am impressed. Ugh. Commander, we should set course for the nearest warp storm and scan for the necessary conditions.
Okay. Sure. Well, we happen to be in a warp storm, so sure.
Commander, we have identified an ideal location on the planet Sakrista for Vakir to perform her ritual and attempt to draw the attention of Supreme Grandmaster Kaldor Drago. This location has been added to your star map. It is deeply infested with Nurgle's bloom, so opposition is likely to be fierce.
Is that seriously the planet I'm already going towards? It is. Well, let's drop a save here. For no reason. Start some research for no reason. I like it, Takoida. Let's do it.
I see you have come straight to me.
You had a vision of the Garden of Nurgle.
I saw the nightmare of the Morbus. The spread of Nurgle's garden throughout the entire Materium.
Yeah, okay, so what you actually said was, yes, it is a domain of vile terror where the plague god himself concocts countless phages to pollute the Imperium. It is here the bloom takes root, feeding from a soil of the dead. Millions of husks of flesh and bone all chaff for this grand experiment. I saw the nightmare of the Morbus, the spread of Nurgle's garden throughout the entire Materium. A lesser mind would have lost themselves in despair, but the Order Malleus has trained me well.
What concerns you? No. It was a journey I despised, but one I had to take.
A creature that old, that mind is a maze with every branch and way to trap you within, but I know its roots. Only because you've trod those paths before, Cartha, back on Sistermonius. You know, he doesn't act very dominated.
He is caged, but don't expect him to act submissive.
Any wild animal will lash out when cornered, but he is my captive, I assure you. Do you now? Should I tell the Honorable Astartes what your pledges are worth? Inquisitor, you seem somewhat vexed.
Oh, yes, you are. By so many promises hidden deep within your mind, right here for me to see.
You remember now, don't you, the billions you failed when you brought Exterminatus down on the station? All to deal with little old me. And yet here I am, back again. Where's your confidence now?
A beast, snapping at the bars of his cell. Do not concern yourself.
Oh no, Inquisitor, the worst is yet to come.
What concerns? I must return to my research.
Oh, excuse me.
You require a Vox exchange, Commander?
Do you truly believe we can contact Drago successfully?
I estimate a chance of success no higher than 4.3%.
Okay.
Continue, Commander. Very well. Initiating power saving cycle.
Honestly, not really, Act. Especially given how I plan to do them.
Do you have the heart of a purifier, Commander? We shall soon see.
I will tell you, I got a whole lot more feedback on that than I thought. You want to hear something funny, Act? Guess how many comments I saw saying, no, don't do an announcement video.
I have prayed on the matter, and do not think our Lord will leave us wanting. Yes, of course. There is no purer blade in the galaxy.
Okay.
Very well. I pray we will...
10's a good guess.
soon.
Because we got a lot of feedback. There's like 100 comments on that video. Two. So I think those 2 people got outvoted.
This planet, Sacrista, matches our Auspex telemetries. The veil between the Sea of Souls and real space is slim.
The cathedral here was once a monument to the Emperor's majesty. Now it's a ruin to blasphemy and sacrilege.
I can feel the emanations of misery within. Commander, this world is overrun with the bloom, while the warp storm narrows the precipice between our real space and the warp. This is as close to an ideal candidate we are liable to find for this ritual. With your leave, I will prepare the prime seeds for the mission ahead.
But you expect people to give reasoning? Give me a break, Act. Can I please bring my dreadnought? Alright. So, Von Falkenstein, you've been doing wonderfully, really, but get out of my party. Get out of here. Let's see. Huthor is still on... Huthor's gonna miss the finale because how long that's taking. Alright, well, let's bring Diabepus. Picket Claw, Lord Harrimont, and... let's play Blade to Ball.
Malchus.
See how we do. Was that on her? Oh, it's on Huthor. Now, you know what's more frustrating than the people who just flat out said no, Act? And I mean this. One of the things I got used to at, honestly, pretty early on in my career is there's a lot of people who will give well-meaning suggestions with regards to the show that are completely untenable. You know, stuff that can't or won't work. It's like, well, that's cool. Thanks. Ping to you, Flagant, and hello, Kay. In this case, the biggest suggestion I keep seeing over and over is, well, why don't you just go ahead and do a weekly video or a monthly video saying, here's the schedule for the month or week. And it's like, no. See, that's a well-meaning suggestion, Dr. Winter. I appreciate it. It's because you're asking about the demon soul. And I was trying to understand your question. You're like, what is the demon soul? Can it be used for good? Because I don't get it. So, the demon soul is just an artifact. It contains a large amount of specifically orderly power, that is to say arcane power, which the Titans imbued into the aspects. So the aspects imbued most of their titanic power into the demon soul. To answer your last question directly, it can, of course, be used for good, bad, or in between. It's actually specifically what they used to kill Deathwing the first time. Yeah, they call it Demon Soul. It has nothing to do with demons. Think of it like the Demon Soul in an adjective, right? Like the cursed soul is how it was designed. And then years later, they decided to go ahead and invent actual demons in the setting. So yeah, it was in lore originally called the Dragon Soul, although I'm not actually sure if it was called the Demon Soul or the Dragon Soul first in real life. Because that whole timeline was a mess from a real-life perspective, and involved one of the worst authors Warcraft has ever seen. Okay, so we've got the double swords. We got the... I do not have that many good weapons, really. We got that, we got that. Blade Chival, surely I got better than that. Yeah, Knack the Hack. I used to be less negative towards Knack. Then I actually analyzed his work, and it's just like, oh my god, what are you doing, buddy? Ooh, there we go, we'll go with that. Yes, yes. Hey, Random. Where's my lines, Random? Sorry. I'm sorry, this is your birthday now? I thought we had a little more time. I take it back. You can never give me lines. Uthor, you're taking Random's job. You're now one of my premier voice actors. Get in here. I need you to voice act Nazebo. Okay, so... How's that? Correct, Dr. Winter. Titans imbued the aspects built the Demon Soul out of the Titan energy they were gifted. Now, I should probably mention that the aspects didn't get their power from the Titans. They actually got it from Tyr, who is a... I always forget which one's which. He is both a keeper and a watcher, but I forget which one he is, more specifically. Hang on. Okay, he is a keeper. There we go. Just making sure. All keepers are watchers, but not all watchers are keepers. There's only 9 keepers. Okay, so we've got a nice big death gun on Blade Chival. We've got the double swords on Lord Heremont. We've got Diabeepus. What do you got? What do you got? Nope, nope. We got to finish this out as bad as it is. We need to see exactly how the game is, especially when we get to the finale here. We need to know just how bad it is. Like, we've committed to this. Maybe, Huthor? Like, if you're talking about the thing regarding Tyr, I have started that chain. And I rolled my eyes so hard they popped out of my skull. But other than that, no. It's like I don't have anything. Oh, no, I do. What do we got here? There we go. By the way, happy birthday, Random. For real. Don't do lines. Do something fun today. No, it's fine, Zach Taft. Oh yeah, I just pop it in my mouth and go, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, there we go. It's a little spit shine. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I'm probably going to keep Demon Bane, even though I think I have better swords. Like that, which is on Huthor. Alright, I think that's as good as we're getting for the moment. Nah, AT-ATs are dime a dozen. Nobody complains when we lose an artillery. A cannon. Why would I complain if we lose an AT-AT? Correct,
Three,
Hira.
Inquisitor. The wards on the Prime Seeds are reaffirmed and are in your hands.
Good. I will blaze them into the warp with the Emperor's purity.
A pale ember against the flame of 1,000,000,000,000 tormented souls.
Cease your prattle.
Inquisitor,
It is nothing, Dominus. Initiate teleportation.
Hold strong, Vakir. My brothers will protect you to the last.
Thank you, Ektar.
Well, there's a character arc that wasn't earned. If we hadn't spent the first 15 hours of this game meandering, maybe that would have been something.
the Inquisitor's pulse has risen considerably.
Her resistance has proven almost inhuman. But it is clear she has finally reached her limits. I am ready to do my part.
Upon her return, then,
If she returns.
Yeah, you like how that cutscene just had to have the generic Go music playing. Oh, good, Dr. Winter. Good music is kind of critical for a CRPG because you spend a lot of time hearing it. Womp, womp, womp. Damn. It's okay. She's not corrupted, vigilant. We're cool. Cool. Everything's cool.
By all that is holy.
Yes, the holy, beautiful work of the Plague God.
Never have I felt such torment.
Oh, you will feel all of this and more, Carver. Soon.
Silence!
Inquisitor, our goal is the inner sanctum. You know what must be done.
Okay, where's the inner sanctum? Oh my god, that's a long map. Yeah, we probably want to go for that right there. That's probably our goal. What the hell's a hug? How would you hug in that armor, Yura? Good morning, Von Falkenstein. Like, think about that for a second. How do you even physically hug in one of those things?
Advancing. At your service. As ordered. Your orders. Taking position.
Yes, Commander? As instructed.
Oh, they do phone hugs all the time.
At once.
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
Commander. Advancing.
I'm busy.
intriguing. The Blackstone constructs directly conduit the warp's native inhabitants.
What?
Brothers, take heed of the Noctilith crowns. The enemy is clearly aware of our presence here.
Cool.
What is your will? Moving out. I am here to serve. Affirmative. Your command? At once.
Oh, as a faction. Sorry, I was confused by the question. I mean,
Yes, Commander.
the Imperium of Man is a bunch of stupid bureaucratical nonsense, whereas the Mechanicus is a bunch of insane scientist nonsense.
Commander.
So I think I'd probably take Mechanicus.
Standing ready. What is your will? Your command?
What?
Yep, I think I'm going to commit to that. Mechanicus go.
I was already planning that. I sense foes are near.
I am here to serve.
Sorry, when I say scientific, I mean tech. Forgive me. Still going with Mechanicus. Because, duh.
Moving now! At your service. I am with
I mean, honestly, most of the human factions kind of suck.
your orders.
Which is why they're the most popular, obviously.
Moving now!
I'm busy. Yes, yes.
I am here to serve. I am with you. Standing ready.
They're easy to meme on, I would agree with that.
What is your will?
To the Emperor.
Knights!
I'm not going to ask how you spotted me from there. Notice we're in what is either the last or the second to last mission. We're not only fighting the same enemies,
Arms at the ready.
but they were never interesting to begin with, which I point out
At your service.
because you can make a game where you fight the same types of enemies throughout the whole game and make it work. This is not one of those.
Yes.
Really? What's that? Oh, I see. Yeah, actually, yeah, StarCraft is a good example of a game where you can fight the basic units and use the basic units all the way through the end of the game and have them still be relevant.
At once.
That last part's critical.
Your command?
Some games will do local varieties.
Commander.
This is an RPG, but Paper Mario likes to keep throwing Goombas and Koopas at you even in the final dungeon.
Orders.
But they're not level 1 nobodies with 2 HP.
Affirmative. What is your will?
Honestly, that's kind of the Nintendo example, because Nintendo games in general tend to do variations on existing unit types, which, you know, increase the overall difficulty without just giving them more health and more damage. Which is why it's really frustrating we haven't gotten a Nintendo Tactical game, other than the 2 we got, excuse me.
Yes, Commander?
No. So, Warcraft 1 started as a Warhammer game. And that is the only real connection there.
Yes.
Marine-only run. I've seen what the Marine-only run takes. No thank you. I ain't that crazy. Let's go with some photons, Zach. I like photons. But yeah, StarCraft has as much to do with 40k as Starship Troopers does. And I make that reference very specifically. Where did you come from? And how are you behind me?
Your god is weak.
No, 40k was inspired by Starship Troopers. Europe. At least in part. Obviously, Warhammer predates Warhammer 40k.
Weak.
Attack! Kill them all!
No,
My will
act.
is my armor, fiend.
Although the movie was at least enjoyable. But I would never actively seek out watching it again.
You were chosen! Ah!
I mean, we established this yesterday. Do you know when Starship Troopers came out, Fife? Star Fox Command absolutely does not count as a strategy game. We'll actually be reviewing that during the Star Fox blog. I get 2 emails about this.
Kill them all!
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Never mind.
You will bleed! Gods, watch over me! Eat this!
Yeah, so Starship Troopers came out in 1959. 5.
Charge!
Pain is beneath me. None without lost and none color for zero. The evolution.
Okay, so that turbo sucked.
But the bloom was perfected here. All it took was one blessed voice amidst the cacophony of prayers to your false emperor.
Standing ready.
Lies!
Only one. That's how weak he is.
In an instant.
Actually, interesting question. Do we want to add an audio spam to this game? Because I'll be honest, I've been completely toning it out. So it's hard for me to judge that.
I am the Emperor's fury.
Your command? Face me. Seed extract.
I mean, I'm cool with adding it. It is definitely there. It's just, you had to bring it up for me to even recognize that it was there. That's a good point, though. There's an audio clip on every action, them and ours, and there's not a lot of variety to it. That's pretty much the definition of audio spam. So we'll jot that down.
Iolanthus.
I'm busy.
Standing ready. I am with you.
Yeah, we'll probably only give one negative for it. I don't know. Oh, absolutely not, Yara. My goodness. First of all, nobody pays attention to Steam reviews. Second of all, and arguably more importantly, that would be extra time and effort spent on something that doesn't always apply to Steam. Third, that's kind of like asking me, I mean, I guess I get the point. It feels pointless. Nobody's ever going to see it. Nobody's ever going to read it. It's one review out of thousands, right?
Sanctify my rounds.
Do it. I was actually going to say, the Chaos Cultists in Dawn of War 1 are clearly what they were trying to go for here. I just don't think they succeeded as well. Because I don't remember being irritated by those. And I hated playing as Chaos in Dawn of War 1.
At your service.
Yes, Commander. Your orders.
Can I not? Oh, I apparently can't. Okay.
Foe destroyed, Commander. Advancing. He will rise again.
I mean, the reason I fell in love with the Olks is their voice acting in Dark Crusade.
As ordered.
Like, there's other reasons over the years, but that is the impetus for that. That all came from that. We're out of combat. Nope, there's this one dude over here who's like, hey, what's up?
Down!
You have been judged.
Anyways.
I am with you.
Yeah, Gorguts. Gorguts was rather memorable.
At once.
You know, it's funny. For a franchise that shotguns game design a lot, there's a lot of games I wish we had in 40K that we don't.
I am here to serve.
What?
I know, that's complainy, but it's still true. We were just talking about how aggravating it is that we have so much focus on the Space Marines. Like, think about a game entirely focused on playing as Gorguts.
Inquisitor, the enemy's reinforcements will not cease. You must make haste to the inner sanctum.
Trying.
That's new.
Hector.
Maybe in the style of Space Marine. You know, big over-the-top action.
What is your will? Standing ready.
Or a dating sim. Hang on, I need to go murder people in chat really quick. I'll be right back. Here, shh. Shh, it's okay. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. All right, there we go. All right, so.
As ordered. I strike true. Vengeance. The foe bleeds.
Has there ever been a dating sim I enjoy that wasn't KFC? No.
Enemy down.
And if I'm being honest, if KFC was any longer, because it was like an hour and a half game, my enjoyment probably would have gone away. But it was still a legitimately funny game.
Justice.
Other than that, though,
I am with
I mean, if we're being honest, that was a parody game a little bit more than it was a dating game, but that's splitting hairs.
Justice.
Your command?
Yes.
Yes, Commander. Taking position.
Death to romance. Oh, Colonel Sanders. He just... The way he was so confident. And his 11 spices. Oh. Talk about adding zest to the bedroom.
Affirmative.
It will be done.
What is it? As instructed.
At your service.
Pause.
What would make a dating sim good in my opinion? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Let me think about that for a minute.
Now.
So first of all the dating options are Beverly Crusher. No. There's two people you can date, Beverly Crusher or Gates McFadden. Excuse me. No. Gates McFadden and the woman who voiced...
Stay with the squad.
Her biosignature seems to be in flux.
She is nothing if not persistent. She must prevail.
I can't think of her name. Kreia. So, the woman who voiced Kreia, the actress who voiced Kreia, or Gates McFadden, there you go, there's our dating options. Okay, so... Looks like I have to go up here. Jesus, this map. Alright,
I will comply.
Yes, Commander. At once. Your orders. As ordered.
Actually, I do like Kumarke, unironically. Like it. She's actually one of their better original characters, in my opinion.
Taking position.
Not mere Kumarke, she's just a twat.
Your command?
A regular Kumarke. She's cool.
As ordered.
I'm busy.
Kurland. But where is Kurland?
As instructed.
Hold up. That looks like I should be able to blow that up. Okay, whatever.
As instructed.
I am here to serve.
Okay. So,
Standing ready.
what would it take for a dating sim to be worth a damn? First of all, let's have a story that's worth a damn, completely regardless of the dating. And now, this is going to sound contrary, make the actual romance an integral part of the plot.
Affirmative.
Like, I've actually seen some dating sims. I haven't played very many, but I've seen some dating sims, and I've been told about dating sims where it's just there is no plot. It's just you're dating, or there's some big plot which may or may not actually be worth a damn. Oh, and also there's dating over there. It's like, okay. So yeah, first of all, that. Second of all, I would probably... So we've talked before about how dialogue options are gameplay. That's an argument I had to make rather stridently back in the day. Although thankfully it seems like some people started to realize that I was actually right about that. Because dialogue options are gameplay. There's thought and effort and work that goes into how options work, what they lead to, how the branching is, blah, 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 blah. So actually sitting down and putting some real thought and care and effort into the dialogue options in order to make sure that there is some actual honest-to-God gameplay there, that's point number 3.
As ordered.
I am here to serve. At once.
It was a weird argument act. I mean, this is a long time ago at this point. Hell, I lived like 5 places and 2 states ago. That's how long ago this was at this point. But still, I got that argument. Like, I got a lot of weird pushback about that. So yeah, no.
Am I up there, caged on your ship? Or are you down here, trapped with me?
You are nothing.
Perhaps. But I still have unspoken truths you lust after. All you need to do is ask.
No.
So, this is the Hammer's Force attack.
Foe wounded.
There's that parry. Yeah, go ahead, Flagend.
The foe.
I know the one you're talking about, too.
We
Because I did actually catch it.
As ordered. We are the hammer.
Stardew Valley's romance was not well done from a gameplay perspective. Let's get that out of the way. It's something we actually dig into the game for when we're going through it. From a story perspective, it varied. Some of the romance options in Stardew Valley clearly had a lot more thought and effort put into them than others. So, some of the romance options were actually really good. Really well written and blah blah blah. And then there was the other ones.
I strike. Standing ready.
Was that 2 years ago? Jesus.
Gliding through the fall.
I mean, it absolutely is Zach Taft. But I don't know if Cassandra would like that.
Glory to Xiphos!
At your service.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, you're supposed to all be in your 20s. Mid-20s, but still 20s. But, as Dakota points out, the game doesn't really convey that particularly well. It doesn't help that your character sprite for the male character is quite literally designed off of Chrono from Chrono Trigger, who I believe is like 14.
Yes, yes.
So that sort of... that didn't help. Cassandra Cain, Zach Taft, one of the Batgirls. The best Batgirl, while we're on the subject. Hey, Neil before Magikarp. I'm still a little bit on the recovery side, but I am, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm here, I think.
At once. Your command? Yes, sir.
No, Dakota.
Advancing.
I'm busy.
Yes, Commander. Vaughn.
At your service.
What is it?
Standing ready. Yes.
I think she talked at some point, but that's her von Falkenstein. Yes, Yura. She and everyone else will love you for it. Just make sure you bring enough mayo for everybody. I will jot that down for the Xenosaga block. No, I have not, Neil before Magikarp.
What is your will?
Alright. Scooch.
Commander, it is there on the top of the dais. That is where it must be done. All right.
I look forward to this Hold the Line mission that we're about to be doing. That's a lie. This is gonna suck.
At your service.
Yes, Commander.
Iolanthus.
Every mission that isn't a boss fight has kind of sucked so far, this whole game.
Witness it, Carver. The gates of chaos unleashed.
Exhibit A.
Second herald to the Bloom's magnificence and its inevitable Morbus.
This better be worth
Yes,
it.
Commander. What
How
is your
many
will?
must
I mean,
be
we talked about this before. Blizzard, for example, are absolute kings of the Hold the Line mission.
Millions of prayers cried out into the void, all unanswered by your
Oh, that's a Terminator, too.
We will answer them now. Your wretched seeds will fuel our beacon of hope.
Yes, yes! Keep that hope alive! I will savor its sweet essence when I feast on your soul in the garden!
I sure hope not, Yura, because that's happened several times. Having said that, though,
Unworthy.
I will freely admit,
Here to serve.
and this has happened, when a dev shows up for a game I'm not really positive about, I feel bad. I don't change my opinion, I don't lie about it, but I feel bad about it.
Advancing. Foe wounded.
Well, I mean, first of all, I know exactly what it's like to make something that sucks and have someone point it out.
Demon shall command.
Most creative types in general have probably been through that particular runner. Second of all, how much AP do you have left? 4? Let's get out of here.
Moving out.
Second of all, no, exactly. I do not want to do them the disservice of lying to them, because that's what it would be. It would literally be worse, in my opinion, if I was like, oh yeah, no, your game is great and amazing and wonderful. Like, see that bot right there? I could just look at that bot and say, oh, hey, bot, you suck. And then the bot is gone forever. I didn't even get there in time. Someone actually got there before me. Holy crap. Brigman's on point today.
Yes?
Standing ready.
Yes, Commander.
What is it?
See, what I've found in my experience, Yura, is
I was already...
yeah, you'll allow that initial emotional reaction of hurt
I'm here to serve.
because it does hurt. And then it's like, okay, we've pushed through that. We've felt the emotion. Now let's let the brain kick in, process what they're saying. Let me give you a direct example. Not too long ago, actually yesterday, I had someone say, hey, Lord, your website sucks. It's a mess, it's trash, and it's unprofessional. Now, okay, so my initial emotional reaction to that was, oh, that sucks. Screw you. But once the emotional reaction was done, I'm like, okay, hang on. Let's reread the message, see what kind of, things they point out, see what kind of negative comments they have to say, and actually think about it.
This better be worth it.
So you kind of have that two-step process there.
Yes?
Just start the
If you
thing.
insist.
Whatever, screw it. Start it. I know. I have a website. It's shocking. Three turns. Oh. Yeah, exactly. See if there's anything constructive in the criticism. As it happens, there wasn't. You know what they said about my website? I already told you. In fact, I could pull up the exact quote, because it was one of the least informative, least constructive comments I have ever seen. It was actually kind of funny. Hang on, let me find it here. Like, it's funny because they're like, okay, here's the problem with your Twitch page. And then they said stuff I can't do. Here's the problem with your YouTube channel. And then they said stuff that's no longer relevant. So, okay, but at least there was actual feedback there. It's just invalid feedback. But then... Hang on, there's a lot of comments on this video. You gotta give me a second to find it. Oh my god. Why are there so many comments here? Really? Some people suggested, while I'm looking here, that I stream to YouTube too. Can't do that. Invalid comment. But at least it's a comment, right? Okay, did they delete the comment? Because I suddenly can't find the damn thing. There it is. I found it. Okay. Here it is. Found it. Jesus Christ. So, here we go. Your website is really bad, unintuitive, unprofessional, and frankly a mess. Okay, that hurts, but let's go ahead. Let's see what they have to say about it. I can't really go into everything wrong with it, but you have a wonderful analytical mind, Laura. If you took some time and analyzed your website like you analyze an RPG interface, I think you'd find most of the issues on your own. Ideally, since it's the connector between your YouTube channel and your Twitch channel, as well as the place where you have the most flexibility in terms of setup and presentation, you have it customized to explain in simple and easy to understand terms who you are, what you're doing, and how to get in your streams and ruminations easily. So there was no feedback there, other than make it the entry portal. As a further aside, I also find that to be an invalid comment, since the first thing you find on my website, if you pull it up right now, is my stream and my latest YouTube videos. Now, what's funny, I did actually do a bit of a redesign on the website yesterday in reaction to that. But it was mostly just tiny little polishing things I haven't spent the time to do lately. That is a great Overwatch. Okay. It's okay, I get my Dreadnought, right? Right?
I am here to serve. Your command?
Actually has a lot less health and armor than the last Dreadnought. Oculus, could you please, like...
Standing ready.
Appreciate you, Thor.
Down! The foe bleeds.
Oh, and go ahead, Act. Sorry. By all means. If you want to give some actual frickin' feedback, please feel free to actually give me a frickin' feedback. Okay, let's scoot you over here.
Moving out.
Yeah, there's been a dark mode for like 6 months at this point
Orders.
on the website. That was a colossal pain to do, by the way, because literally
What is your will?
everything had to be redesigned to allow for dark mode to be visible. Like, you think that setting up dark mode is like setting up a toggle. No. You have to manually set up every CSS. What you have to do is you have to set up a template CSS that then changes everything. Every single line of text and every... well, hang on. So every line of text has to have a different visibility based on the fact that you've toggled dark mode. Then, end sentence, then begin new sentence. All the images had to be redesigned in order to be compatible with dark mode. So every time I do any image update, or anytime I add any image to the website, like the recent Legends was added just yesterday, I have to do tests to make sure that it works with dark mode. Of course, nobody would know that because, you know, most people, and this is something I discovered years and years ago. Most people have absolutely no idea how much work goes into things that are seemingly simple.
Enemy is wounded.
Like, I discovered that when I first started doing YouTube. Actually, that's not true. I first discovered it when I started doing television productions in the 90s. But the fact remains, I guarantee you most people have no idea how much effort and time and work goes into something like that. Yeah, let's do a +3 stun. That'll stun him. You got another one, right? Yep, cool.
Slay the darkness.
Unfortunately, he gets to sit there and eat that because that was my last AP, because nothing indicates that, you know, I had AP there. So that's cool.
At your service.
Standing
I am
ready.
here to serve.
Late Tervel, go kill things, would you, please?
Advancing. I am his will.
Auto reload is awesome. Anyway, so don't like the website on mobile. Okay, that makes sense.
No demon
so-
shall avoid its fate.
So I was about to yell at Ect for not giving me some actual feedback, but hang on. Let me pull up my website right now. On mobile. Actually, let's first like set up, I don't know, here.
It will be done.
Well, I mean, in the interest of fairness, 2 professional website designers have helped me set up the website. I'd love to take credit for that, but no. Third and Eric are the people who designed that website.
Your command?
Like, they get the credit there. All I did was design it. They're the ones who actually made it work. Let's put you over here.
At your service.
Your orders.
Yes, Commander. At your service.
I guess that's it. We're just gonna let that guy get blown up.
I am here to serve.
Now, let's top him off before he gets blown up. He's out of range of healing.
It will be done.
Actually, that's a good way to put that. I designed the front end, they designed the back end. Like, one of the reasons that the spreadsheet that we use to keep track of donations hasn't really been changed in a long time is because that spreadsheet is directly ripped into a text file, which is then interpretable by the website, so you can see those bars. You know, that whole system. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, that hurt, that hurt. Alright, so... Pulling up my website. So we've got the Twitch page. Now, I notice...
Knights of Titan, rally to me!
What?
This ritual is nearly complete.
I thought we had like 2 more turns left. No, we do. We still have it. Okay. Anyways, I do notice that the Twitch page, the Twitch thing, is not formatting properly, even though it should be. No, shut up, shut up, shut up. Because if you look at that, the YouTube videos are properly resizing to fit the phone, which they should be. But the Twitch viewer is not. So I need to figure out why that isn't and how to fix that. We got the review thing right there. Queue, list, blocks, loriums, FAQ, accordance project concerning Lord archives, streaminations, rumination MP3s, which that's probably going away, so the forbidden list, and then the donation buttons at the dead bottom. So I do notice a couple of things I could fix right here on the phone that I wouldn't have seen if I didn't look at it on the phone, so thank you for that, Act. However, your primary concern, I don't think I'm going to change, and here's why. I don't want to put the donation button front and center. I don't like how that feels. That's it. That's the reason. I know it's a dumb reason, but it's true. I don't like shoving the "please give me money" button to the front of the page, so to speak, literally as well as metaphorically. The only reason there's a donation button on the website at all, because some of you may remember it didn't used to be there, was because people specifically were asking for it to be there as an easy way to access it. And I was like, okay, fine. And I basically took the Twitch donation button and dumped it over there and said, here. Still, actual feedback. I appreciate actual feedback. Let's top off.
My wrath is restored, brother.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be the boss, was that Dread. So let's
Taking position.
get in position for whatever's about to happen.
Command?
And then turn.
Inquisitor, I charged you to end this bloom. Why do I find you within this maelstrom of corruption?
I brought you here.
Our goal was to reach you, Supreme Grandmaster. We cannot destroy the bloom without your aid.
Speak then.
The Grey Knight's archives describe your plight beyond the Veil, that you know the way to the Garden of the Plague God.
Aye. My curse binds me to the Immaterium. The Garden of Nurgle is vast, but I have found my way through its confounding pathways before.
The roots of the bloom, the source of its power. We know that they lie deep within the garden, out of our mortal reach.
It is no small feat to navigate the Plague God's domain, but the bloom's stench is more putrid than all others. With luck, I will locate and sever these roots before my trespass is noted.
We would give our lives to fight with you, my lord.
I know it, Ektar, but I would not have my brothers share this cursed fate. You must yet hold the line until I can achieve this task you have set for me.
As you command, my lord. We are the hammer.
In the meantime, look within yourself, Cartha Fakir. Your strength is yet needed. Farewell.
Okay. So now we're going to play as him or them or... Like, this could go a lot of different directions, and I'm kind of curious where they're going to go with this. Worth a damn? Finally a tier 3 gun. It's just a storm bolter though. That sucks. Tier 3 force sword. That's awesome. This knight gains plus 50% chance for... Okay, yeah, we're grabbing that. At this point, I might as well grab everything. Meanwhile, Lord Harrimont over there is just looking badass. Everyone's like, yeah, we got all this gear. Lord Harrimont's like, yeah, I'm good. Never act. I disallow all further questions. Ever, 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 ever. See, I don't agree with that, Huthor, because I do agree that the concept of a Mary Sue exists. It's just I think that people use the term too loosely, which I also think about most terms ever, so I suppose that's not saying much. Alright, so that would be this. Yep, right here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm fixing the website. No, seriously, I had an idea. That Beck gave me, so I'm just going to do this really quick. Because this literally will take me a couple of minutes. Death! Death to reasonability. And, you know, to the living. Alright, so, and then we're going to do it here. Hello, Andrew. Okay, so that should fix that. Oh, I'm just changing some of the positioning of some of the buttons, that's all. Literally going to take me a few seconds here. Yep, all we have to do is scooch that up to here. And that should actually do it. Publish. I do like the Terminator armor. It does look legitimately cool. List of upcoming games and donations as a way to group them up. Group them a bit more upward for ease of access. Aw. How's Maple doing, by the way, Shadow Machine? Okay, so hang on. I don't understand X's questions. We're going to ignore it completely. Completely ignoring forever and ever. Until we've checked this. I don't know how to fix the Twitch thing. I'll have to figure that out later. Yep, that's fixed. Okay, cool. So the thing I just wanted to do is done. Okay, so... What's my view on Vengeance? Dumb. Vengeance is stupid. It's also used a little bit too often as shorthand in fiction for motivation, because too often the motive is revenge, and that's it. I'm not talking about well-written works, by the way. Let's just get that out of the way really quick here. There's plenty of works that have used revenge as actually a decent amount of like thought has been put into it, work has been put into it. What I mean is writers are like, okay, I need to have a motive for my character. I've got it. They were hurt in the past. Revenge. And it's shorthand. Right? It's just shorthand for I have a reason to do something. And it's dumb. Any questions? Alright, so Diabetes. I want you... Oh no, we're going full tilt into this, aren't we? Or... Oh, those all suck, though. I wish I could get that. But I can't. Well, the other thing, too, is Mary Sue has become an insult word. Now, that makes sense. Mary Sue is an insult. There is no such thing as a good Mary Sue because, by definition, Mary Sue is a bad thing. However, when people use it as a generic insult, it diminishes the purpose of the actual definition. Using the term literally, or you know, using the term directly as opposed to using the term when all you mean is the word insult. And that irritates the crap out of me no matter what people use for that. Let's do the same thing. Same thing. Go down there. Yeah, or the word I'm not going to say out loud that X just said. It's another example of that.
He comes to you, Master. The fool needs to take you by surprise. Show me. You have done well, Cadex. I will have vengeance at last.
Who are you?
The Carver will not leave this garden alive.
No!
It appears we are being watched, my lord. Hello, little spy. That's it, Carver. Call your minions. You can all wait together.
The demon alerted its master to our plans. How is that possible?
I'm not certain. I believe it might have been during the ritual on Sacrista. Cadex has retained some agency since I entered his mind.
Agency? What agency?
Taunts, murmurs, voices I have ignored.
Oh, it has been a little more than that.
Have we just damned the Supreme Grand Master to an ambush and death?
Precisely.
No, Ektar. I only did what I believed necessary to advance our cause.
Our cause now? Inquisitor Fakir, with one blow, you have turned all of our efforts to serve the aims of chaos. With your leave, Commander.
You are right. I have failed us.
Ektar, analyze. The Inquisitor is the only being with an erudite understanding of what we face. Without her, we are truly lost.
Without the Supreme Grand Master, we have already lost.
You killing her doesn't change that, dude.
Denial. This act is reckless.
Why is she the best character in this whole game?
Biodiagnostics have not yet totally collapsed.
Also, she's holding off a frickin' space marine.
Traitor until she does?
This is too much. Like children.
Rationalize. We have all been deceived. Counter-proposal. We intervene on the Supreme Grand Master's behalf.
Are your logic pathways fried, Dominus? No mortal can navigate their way through the Garden of Nurgle.
No mortal.
Silence! Your words have done harm enough.
Ektar, in 987 years, I have not observed a Grey Knight falter in his duty. Yet you fear this?
Say your piece, Fakir.
It is true. No mortal can find their way to the Garden of Nurgle, but a demon will always return to its master.
What?
Yes. Cadex has burrowed into my mind. If you were to banish him, I might use that connection to track his spirit as it returns past the veil, back to its master.
More conjecture.
Support. Archival analysis indicates stellar coordinates can be transmitted via astral telepathy.
Both of you now? Dominus, even if we gamble on the purity of her intentions, this notion barely amounts to a roll of the dice and a prayer.
That is all I have left, Ektar. But what does the effort cost you? Another demon banished to the warp?
What of your baleful edict? Are you so eager to see it fall into the Plague God's hands?
The edict will fulfill its purpose. I am a priest of Mars, Sentimentality is for the flesh.
Fakir, your soul stands at the precipice. You have proven yourself stronger than any human I've known. But if you falter in this, even for a moment, I will have no choice but to cut you down.
I would ask nothing less of you.
Commander, you have led us capably since Agravain's fall, but in this our direction is clear. If we yet have hope to intervene for the sake of the Supreme Grand Master and put an end to this bloom, we have no choice but to pursue it.
I'd like to posit a plus to story for character for Lynette, and a negative to story for character for Ektar. Thoughts? I shouldn't have to explain Lynette, but Ektar is like what you'd get if I described to someone else what a Space Marine was, and then they decided to write a whole character based off that vague, not fully informed statement. Like, he's typical to the point of being detractory. And it doesn't help that, yeah, I actually wish I could say I like his voice acting, but I don't. It doesn't help that most of his dialogue is literally him repeating himself. 3 times in the last 2 days, his dialogue has consisted of, if you fall, I will kill you. If you fall, I will kill you. If fall you, kill I, will you. Like, dude. Yeah, I like all the warp storms we got going on. That's a fair point, Loner. But here's the thing. Whether that's in character or not doesn't make it good. If every Grey Knight is a bad character, then every Grey Knight is a bad character. Spelling that correctly. 1T. Anyways. I mean, honestly, Loner, that's true for a lot of settings I could think of. You know, where they just introduce a particular faction or group or even species, which kind of suck, you know? It's like, well, that sucks. Why can't we have a Wolves game? I hear nothing but good thing about the Wolves. Anyways. So, Ektar, what do you got for me?
I see you have maintained your devotional wards even in this time of crisis. Very wise.
Yeah. So, do you now believe we should execute the Inquisitor?
If I could travel back to before this foolhardy venture, then yes.
But that would mean the bloom would just run rampant, and the whole sector would be lost. If her soul is compromised, the enemy will see us coming.
We should not expect to take them by surprise. However I can best serve.
Mobile games don't count. I've been focusing on streaming Act, and I think I'm going to lean that way. You'll notice we haven't done lore weeks in almost a year at this point. So, the Liber Daemonica upon your breast glows.
It will be the spark I use to kill the beast and send its flaming essence back into the realm of chaos.
I've not heard of something being used in that way before.
It is an emblem of our faith, and in the hands of a Grey Knight, faith is a stronger weapon than any mortal blade.
Cool.
I pray we will be back on Titan soon.
You require a Vox exchange, Commander?
Yeah, what do you think of the plan?
While the Inquisitor's logic seems legitimate, further scrutiny is required.
What troubles you about this?
Do demon princes leave trails in the warp?
If they did, the Mechanicus would have been aware of this notion millennia ago. Our time deficiency requires we take the Inquisitor at her word. No, there was an AGDQ. It was at the beginning of January. I didn't get to watch it because I was busy, but, you know.
Ascent.
The Inquisitor is I'll think about it, Act, because part of the problem is the queue, which is still too big. Still. And the other problem is I do want to redirect at least some of my attention towards things other than streaming. You know, like the rewrites. The Inquisitor's domination of the Demon Prince didn't work as planned.
Agreed. If only she had used the rituals I prescribed.
You know how to dominate a being as powerful as that demon?
Not exactly. But my time aboard the Edict has made me privy to many banishments.
They all follow similar routines and rituals, which I have cataloged and distilled into an algorithm for maximum success.
Very well. Initiating power-saving cycle.
I see you have come straight to me. Time is of the essence.
You seem shaken.
The Demon Prince has found a weakness in my mental wards.
We are like flies entering the spider's domain. We cannot see the web. We must kill the spider.
As you like, Commander.
You say the Calyx murmurs within your mind.
Oh, I think they gouge much deeper than that, my dear Inquisitor.
You realize you cannot be allowed to leave this vessel once we're done.
My fate doesn't matter.
Once the bloom has been cauterized from the sector, the Emperor will judge my actions.
What concerns you? I must return to my research.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's just wait for a moment, I suppose. Yay! Okay, so, new research. End of the game.
Commander, once the Inquisitor begins this purgation ritual, there is no turning back. The Demon Prince Cadex will be banished back to the warp, and we will have to follow immediately if we have any hope to find our way into Nurgle's garden and warn Kaldor Drago of the trap that has been set for him. Our time is short, but you must also be confident that our strike force is prepared for the challenge that waits ahead of us. The decision is yours.
I was in the middle of... Okay. Notice there was nothing other than confirm, so there was no backing out of that option. No, we killed 3, Ickett. Yeah, they're fine, Ickett, they're fine. Hey, project complete. It's gonna take 30 days? That's with the 2,000% bonus. That's gonna take 30 days. Okay. Oh wow, we're out of servitors. Holy crap.
You require a Vox exchange. The machine spirits are restless due to the Inquisitor's purgation ritual.
They despise what's happening on the Edict. We have power spikes and coil disruptions across several decks. Perhaps Nurgle's scrap code has infected some machine spirits as I originally feared. Regrettably, I'll need to purge certain cogitors to remove the taint. But that's for my thralls to carry out. Concern yourself with your mission.
Discarding redundant. Agreed. If only she had... Discarding redundant. Very well. Initiating power savings.
I see you have maintained your devotional wards even in their faith ever remains their aegis, Commander.
They've accepted they will not return. Okay,
I
that's
pray
cool.
we will be back on time. Do you have the heart? She is far from the pure-minded exemplar that first boarded the edict.
But then all mortals are flawed, and even some transhumans outside our chapter have succumbed to their own frailties. The Inquisitor treads that path. I will not hesitate to end her should she threaten our mission. For the fourth time, even if it brings back memories of Iconia.
However I can bet. I pray we will be back on Titan soon.
Okay. Oh, hang on. So let's grab a save real quick. Damn it, Shadow Machine. So this is a thank you stream to Third Act, one of the people I mentioned who helped me with the website. In fact, it is specifically a thank you for that.
Vaughn.
Alright, I think it's time, Lord Harrimont. I think it's time to do nothing. It's time to say thank you to Reggie Brock. Thank you, Reggie. As always. So, earlier you mentioned combining... I'm trying to understand your request. You want me to combine the queue, the reviews, and the list into one page, which sort of sounds insane. Which is why I know I'm misunderstanding you, so help me out here. Like, what are you actually after here? So you're in Terminator armor. You can't wear... So you've got good armor on. Damn it, game. You're in Terminator armor. So it's just Blade Terval.
Malchus.
Okay. Why does this go all the way back here when I go one step back? Yes, take that off a pancake. Now Lord Harrimont has some flashy stuff. You know, we got to have a little bit of bling. Just a bit. The link button. You have to scroll through multiple YouTube videos just to get to the list and queue button. Okay, hang on. I think I know what you're saying. So what you're saying is you want the reviews to be at the top. Okay, so you haven't looked at my website lately. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to put the queue or the list further up there. In fact, I know I'm not going to. So, yeah, I'm going to commit to not doing that. Sorry. See, the problem here is the way the website's designed is the queue and the list and the blocks are all on the left panel. Now, it interprets that differently for mobile, as I can see right now as I'm looking at it, because what it does is it puts the left panel down below the main page, and then it puts the right panel below the left panel. Because everything has to be one column. That makes sense. I don't think I have the ability to change that, and even if I did, I don't think I would. Because I'd rather have stream, reviews, YouTube front and center. I want those to be the first thing people see on the website, even on mobile. However, I did push the reviews up. For what minuscule benefit that is. See, still, good feedback, just not something I'm going to do. That's another thing some people don't understand. Not that I'm accusing you of this act, it's just this is something I've encountered recently in the last month. Is some people think if they give feedback, you are then obligated to follow that feedback, which is not how that works. Pro tip for anybody out there here. Have some music while I'm figuring this out. So I want to test something here. Okay, so this goes here. Like, I appreciate feedback. I mean, I'm into it. But no. God, could you imagine how awful that would be if you had to follow all feedback ever given? Like, obviously, we're probably thinking of stuff like video games or website design or whatever. Imagine governments. So some of you may not know this, but here in the States, there's actually a process. I forget what it's called. But it's an open forum where people in a city or a county or otherwise a jurisdiction can just walk in and voice any complaint they want to the government. And usually the governor, secretary of state, and other people like that are usually present for those kind of meetings, right? And that happens semi-frequently. I don't know if that's true in other countries. That's just true here. But I want you to picture, for just a second, that if, yeah, like a town hall meeting, except a little bit more organized and, you know, at different levels than a town. I want you to imagine for a second that if the government was mandated to follow every suggestion that was posited during those meetings. You should give 15 positives to Anthem. Okay. You got it. I guess we'll just do that. Someone else shows up. You should get rid of those 15 positives to Anthem. Okay, let's do that. Oh, that would be so terrible. I mean, I'll give you two guesses, Loner, as to what would happen. I'll give you a hint, it's not take a break. Okay, that didn't work at all. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to do some research on this, aren't I? Oh well, I'll figure that out later. This CSS? This is CSS. But yeah, ignoring the obvious fact that games are obviously going to continue being funded, Loner, there's also the fact that we've got the Warhammer 3 review probably in about a month, which is going to be an extraordinarily long review. That's not working at all. Right, now I'm actually legitimately curious to get this working. Oh God. 30 go to 10. Hey, Maniac. Yeah, what's up, Uthor? This. Then get rid of this. See what this does. I have heard, unfortunately, too much about Forspoken. I mean, that's gonna suck, Uthor. got good news and bad news. Good news is it's working, and the bad news is it's not working at all. Whatever. What are we doing? So now we just wait for a week. Yeah, that's cool. That sucks. Up. What?
Am I to understand that you are harboring a demon prince on board the Edict? That is an extraordinary measure, even by the standards of this unorthodox campaign. Yes, there are exigent circumstances. I shall trust in your will, but know that you will be judged for any ill consequences.
Okay. Like, are you here to do anything positive about any of this, or are you just here to make my life harder? Is that what's going on here?
The foul beast will not blink without my knowing.
He asked redundantly. Oh my god, there are a lot of blooms happening here. Like, a lot. I sincerely doubt we'll ever actually review Forspoken, because I doubt there'll ever be enough interest to really justify it. Whoop, no. Okay, go here. That wasn't 30 days.
The Inquisitor's strength yet holds. Brother Purifier, I require insight into the mission's next phase.
Vakir has begun a ritual of banishment. When it is at its apex, I will purge the demon, and the Inquisitor will attempt to maintain her psychic connection with its departing spirit. In theory, she may sense its trajectory past the veil. If we dare pursue that signal into the warp, we may find the garden and locate Drago before it's too late.
The odds of survival
The odds are irrelevant, Dominus. Only in death does duty end.
Okay. Capability, yes. Will, probably not. In response to Act. Hey, ship project complete. Yeah, this plan is a hell of a Hail Mary. Like a little bit too much of a Hail Mary. Oh, right, I'm out of servitors. Oh, whatever. Let's save really quick. More bloom spawn. That's just getting worse.
Ektar, your alert has disrupted my essential meditations.
We have important tidings.
I can already sense Nurgle's corruption. There is something foul at work. There.
Curious. We have only just had word from Grandmaster Kai. The prognosticars on Titan have augured the advent of a dire omen in that very system. They spoke of a black edifice, a vortex of foul malevolence.
Preliminary estimation. Nocturith Crown.
The Eldari Avatar warned me of this. 5 charred gates in a putrid orchard. Then the Morbus will come.
The Xenos are not to be trusted.
The enemy of my enemy, Ektar. I detected no malefic intentions. We should not forget that the Plague God despoiled their home. Commander, let us be clear. If we do not investigate this threat, the consequences will be dire.
So I think this is supposed to trigger before I triggered the endgame.
The bloom has spread to a critical stage of corruption. If we do not stop it now, it will advance the Morbus.
Yeah, that's our doom timer. Which... okay.
If we fail 5 flowering missions, the Morbus will come, and this sector will be doomed.
Yep. Cool. So, on with it, as they say. So let's see what happens when we do this, because I've been wondering for a while.
Alert! Enemy ship has manifested short-range tendril mutations. Contact in 3, 2, 1. Impact! Our void shields have completely disintegrated. Alert! Tendril weapons have latched to the Apothecarium. Critical breach imminent.
Throne. We must act now, Commander.
Those tentacles are mutations derived by the bloom. I hate to suggest this, but if we vent some of our seeds into space, they may be distracted by their psychic resonance.
The edict must be protected. I must caution you, Commander. State your orders.
Fire!
Firing on target.
So, Ickit is now wounded. Is dead, but we got 2 requisition. Cool. That sucks. You gonna be back in time for that? No. Okay, so we're gonna... So I was literally only doing that to see what happened. We're actually gonna reload. It's our only reload of this playthrough. Because I was just curious what happens if you run into a ship. Right, we have no servitors. So... Yep. Okay, we're gonna have to go through that again. Anyway, so now that we're done with that, I don't know. Roll over here, I guess. Yeah, that was for testing purposes. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for something other than a text thing, but whatever. So that's ship combat. Yep. Uthor is still off. Doing his thing. He's not going to be here for the final battle.
The edict writhes beneath this pressure. We cannot hold.
We must. The ritual is nearly complete.
Embrace the grandfather's wisdom, Carver. You see it? We are one.
And so forever we shall remain. Cadex Ilkarian of Systemonius, I give myself to you willingly. Take my spirit.
Fakir!
You were right to doubt me, Ektar. A demon's essence cannot be tracked past the veil, but mine is now bound to his. I will blaze a path for you to follow.
You sacrifice yourself. You are doomed to an eternity of torment.
I doomed myself the moment I set foot on this ship. Now, the Grandfather calls. I must answer. I am his.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
What? strength.
Follow me, Hector. To the garden.
Yeah, there's still a part 2 to this plan. Like, can we go? Because otherwise she just condemned herself to worse than death for nothing. How do they keep all those candles lit? Where do they get the wax to replace them with?
The Brother Purifier has begun transmitting a signal to our astropaths. We must follow it at once.
Cyber candles. That'd be cool. Okay.
Commander, we have pursued this signal for weeks. The edict strains, but the Brother Purifier appears far worse. The edict's warp drives have completely stalled.
It is no matter. Our journey is at an end.
Data insufficient. Have we reached the garden?
No, but we are met by its gatekeeper.
What do you see?
We are drawn into the orbit of a transient domain. It radiates with the energy of a prime seed.
Credibility dubious.
There is little sense within the realms of chaos.
2 Reapers of the Bloom remained free of our pursuit. Why risk one against us now?
Cadex must have reached his master and given warning. They delay us to pursue more valuable prey.
Drago.
Commander, it is time to prove ourselves worthy of our name.
Okay. So,
Analysis. We face the Reaper of the Taurus strain, a greater chaos spawn, possessing mighty powers of growth and
blue, I believe. Or red.
find some
Or
way
purple?
to counter
No, it would be purple or red.
capabilities.
So that's got to be purple. Either way. Cool, 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 cool. I guess we're gonna fight the 4th of the 5 bosses that we didn't get to fight. Just kind of wondering about that. Yeah, can we bring our dreadnought that we have?
This creature, it is munificus?
Confirmed. Designation Chaos Spawn.
That is no chaos spawn I have ever encountered.
Analysis. No apparent defensive systems.
Is it possible this Reaper was somehow stillborn? Brothers, be wary as you approach.
You literally just talked about its healing abilities, and it's also got whatever these are. Ooh. Armor-piercing ranged damage. That's cute. Damn it, Ickett! Alright, alright. I'll let it go this time. Just this once. That's not true. That's a total. I'm not letting it go at all. Ickett, you're fired! What do you do to punish a space marine? Oh, I've got it. Okay, Ickett. You are not allowed to fight in any missions for 3 centuries. You are, however, allowed to take a vacation. Let's just,
Vengeance! We are the hammer!
Yep, you can also visit your family. Maybe catch up on that book collection. Jumps to safety when crit. Yeah, the Emperor isn't mad, he's kind of disappointed, you know?
Down! Damage yield is insufficient. The beast exhibits instantaneous regeneration.
Yes, Commander.
Okay,
Standing ready.
Can I not? Oh, wow, okay. Okay.
It will be done. At once. Foe destroyed, Commander.
Damn it, Talk to Winter.
Mercy.
Why did you remind me of that? Why would you do this to me?
What is your will? Yes.
No demon shall avoid its fate.
I mean, apparently we can't defeat this thing conventionally. We'll see what we think of that.
Orders. Advancing. At once.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make sure our war score is super high.
See them fall.
Yeah, this would be a great boss fight to have the Dreadnought in. Not that I'm making a point or nothing.
Advancing.
Well, let's see what this does. Aha! Disable projectile. Or mucus. God, I don't know. We'll do the disable the mucus.
That's it, brothers.
Update.
So you have to crit it.
Transformed into pure bloom essence.
Interesting.
Brothers, watch out for those bloom spawn.
I don't think so, Lulamas.
See them fall, brothers.
Oh, since we're already here.
We'll slay the darkness.
Gross.
Fascinating. Complete cellular atrophication and renewal.
At your service.
Yes, the
Standing
beast
ready.
is mutated from the bloom. We should divine its strength more thoroughly.
I'm guessing night is red then,
Orders.
because this feels like purple. We were literally going down the list. We did green, yellow, blue. Yeah, and then this is purple.
Gliding through the wall.
Let's see if we can get some more crits in.
Face me. Vengeance.
Hey, so let's get rid of that. You, I think you had a little bit too much Chipotle last night.
Yes, Commander. Taking position.
Gratitude.
I will have this.
What is your will? I am here to serve. I am with you.
Brothers, ready your blades and strike.
Alright, let's get rid of the needler.
Your command? I will have this.
Yes, Commander. At your service.
Make it. No, I can barely make it. Yeah, go for it. No joy, though. Well, at this point, honestly, let's just go fishing for crits. Yeah, it's a boss you have to crit to kill.
Bow wounded.
I mean, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Looks like you can also do it with stunning, because stunning problems are crits. That makes sense. Get rid of the bile spray. Yeah, let's do that. I think I just chopped off its head.
Status update. The Reaper appears unable to regenerate its limbs.
You hear that, brothers? Press the advantage. Destroy this monster.
But Oculus, okay. I'll see you over there, I guess.
The foe bleeds.
Moving now. At once. Opening fire. Firing on target.
Oh. So apparently you can't do a stun. Okay, that. Alright. Whatever. So he just gained all his stun health back. Because if you do a ranged attack on someone who's stunned, it does nothing, and then they recover from being stunned. So who's the worst demon faction? I mean, obviously it's Slanesh, but ignoring that, it's probably Nurgle after Slanesh. And the reason why is because Nurgle's just gross. Like, Nurgle's just gross.
Strong we shall stand.
But it's Slanesh. Okay, so let's start working down that stun health again. What does that do for stun health? Nothing.
Foe wounded. I strike true.
Okay.
Foe.
Now go. Nope.
What is your will?
Standing ready.
Now go melee him. Hey.
I am here to serve.
Your orders, Vaughn.
Yes, Commander. I am with my
I'd say this terrain's getting kind of mean.
vengeance. Blessed are our arms. Foe wounded. Blessed are our arms.
Yeah, no kidding, Oculus. You have to pull a Chaos God. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah, no, dead. Not even. Not even.
The Undying was an unworthy epithet. Well done, Commander.
No, it's okay. We died before we entered Warhammer 40k, so we're safe. We stay dead. Everything's cool. Wow, only one level out of all that. Alright, Blade, what are we going for on you? Support fire... and crit damage on that weapon, which can't crit, but that's okay, that's cool. You may save your game if you wish. Okay, that's a little suspicious, but, you know, sure. Rose.
Hear me. Hear me. Grandmaster, hear me.
Brother, I hear you.
Supreme Grandmaster, we are near. I sense your spirit within the garden.
The hour must indeed be dark if you have conspired to reach me here.
Forgive us, my lord, the cost was great. You are walking into a trap. A massive host of Nurgle approaches your position.
This maze confuses my senses. The bloom's power here is overwhelming, yet I cannot afford to withdraw. The stench of these roots are plain. My cursed life is a small price to wager against ending this foul affliction.
Then we will fight for you, Grandmaster.
A great sacrifice must not go unheeded. Very well. I will take 8 volunteers, Hector.
8?
Shall join me to face the foulness within. 4 will hold this gate against the approaching horde until we can complete the deed.
So few.
Each of my brothers is an army unto himself, a mighty shield against the coming darkness.
Plus, this is a game about a squad of 4, so...
Of its most valuable warriors for the trials that yet lay ahead.
Your will be done. We are the Hammer.
Okay. So is this 2 missions or 1 mission split?
The Knight's Oath shields are affixed. They are ready.
That makes sense, Shadow Machine. Okay, so, Uthor, I think, is still sleeping. Yep. Oh, this is great. Oh, wait, no, Uthor's back. Holy crap. That's good, because I'm going to put you in the second squad, Uthor. I'm going to keep the deep squad up front. Done. Let's go.
A massive force of Death Guard.
So, Uthor... Pancake... Man, I sure would. Yeah, I wish I could bring my Dreadnought to this mission. I don't even have that much Terminator armor. But yeah, you can only give Terminator armor to Justicars and Interceptors. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, Apothecary can also have Terminator armor. You know, honestly, this game is gaslighting me so bad about the Dreadnought. I'm starting to think it doesn't even exist. Yeah, we'll bring Von Falkenstein, because at this point, an Evo, I guess. This is the D-listers right here, no offense, but it's just, I've been focusing, the whole game, that's a negative. This whole game has been encouraging me to focus on leveling 1 squad. And we talked about that. We had a whole discussion about how it was a different mentality versus XCOM. In XCOM, you want to level everybody. And here, you want to level 4. And you always use the 4. Oh, by the way, bring another 4. What? Okay. Alright. Do we have any gear to give you? We kind of do. Well, what's your... okay, so hang on. So this is an interceptor. Do I have anything? Just anything, really. Anything at all. Anything at all. I do have that. Hold on. So who do I want to give that sword to? Looks like I can only give that to Pancake. So yeah, you get that sword. Upgrade. So Someone remind me that Pancake can, like, crit really high if he uses mana. It's gonna be important later. Alright, so... Cannot use Terminator armor. Do we have any Arbor armor? We do not. Do we even have any Spirit Terminator armor? We do, actually. Let's give that to our Tech Marine. Oh. Honestly, Von Falkenstein is as good as I can get him. Like, he's got the gear I bought. So... Then we've got Evo, who is a Purgator, of course. What do you have right now? Psy Cannon? What do you have equipped? A Silencer, okay. Who's that on? Blade Traval. No. You know, honestly, maybe just take this gun because it's at least a tier 3. So it's something. It's not like the sniper rifle has really been impressing me. I don't think I've any weapons. Yep. Cool. Whatever, use one of the parry weapons. Let's see, parry. I guess they're all parry. I think that's all we got. We don't have any other additional regular armor, and nobody here can use Terminator armor. I think. Hang on, let me double check that. I am correct. Okay. Oh my god, are there 5 of these damn things? Oh my god, there's 5 of these damn things. This is gonna suck.
Kadex, my little spider. What flies have you lured onto our web? I serve only to please, Master. But you said I could have her! Know your place, worm. You failed to silence her spirit, and so she has served a fleeting morsel. But I am yet far from satisfied. If it isn't the Heart Carver and his gleaming knights.
Mortarion. I should have guessed you would be at the root of all this.
Who else could nurture such genius? I carved the raw material for the very first seeds from the corpses of your fallen brethren, hunted and run down like the cowards they are. That Eldari cesspit was a nursery a millennia in the making. These roots I tended from saplings until they could gorge on the billions of souls my reapers have claimed. And now, here at last, Drago, your sacred blood will fertilize the true harvest. The grandfather rejoice! My little garden will finally bear its most luscious fruit. The Morbus is at hand!
Okay. Do you think he's spent, like, the last million years practicing that line? Just, you know, running through it. It's like, okay, how do I want to say it? And then I want to crush my minion's skull to make, like, a point while I'm at this point. But then... I mean, 40k always wins versus questions, Act. Okay, kill boss. I can do that.
Standing ready.
Yes.
So you've got in armor, Hammerhand, Fury. Dead and critically wounded knights in the vanguard and rear guard are resurrected or recovered. Costs 1 WP. Knights in the vanguard gain 1 AP. Okay. Well, we've got 200 health. So let's start.
Violence comes for you, Drago!
Oh wow, really? You're not gonna let me... His hitbox is so big that in order to mouse over the item thing, the eye thing, to see information on him, I have to move the mouse off of him. I can't see his information.
What is your will?
So I can't see his stats.
Affirmative.
Whoops.
The
Wrong
enemy
character.
is wounded.
Ah, that's okay. I wanted you in melee anyways.
I am here to serve. Vengeance!
You cannot harm me here in Grandfather's garden.
Orders.
The bloom sustains us.
Okay. Oh, the trees are like right here. Can I like... Well, I can't do anything with the trees though. It's okay, we've got definitely not Mary Sue with us.
Vengeance!
We got this.
We slay the darkness. Advancing.
You like this final boss song? It's really sad because it sounds really generic, but you know, whatever.
Yes, Commander.
What are you gonna do?
At once. Face me. The foe bleeds. Ignore the wounds. I strike true. Enemy
Look at
down.
that. Clearing up the field a little bit.
I am. destroyed, Commander!
Oh yeah, I should probably chop off the guessing game. Hang on. Hang on. I mean, if Spidey's allowed to use his web slinging in football, you got a problem. Both footballs. Okay, so did you know that if you type in !guess, you can get an access to the guessing game sheet where you can guess what the final score will be of this game. I am updating the HUD right now so people can make an estimated guess with a little more information on hand. Yep, that is the current score as of now. Ahem. But we're officially in the outro,
At your service.
so get your guesses in.
Foe wounded. The foe bleeds.
Okay, apparently Kaldor's the only one who can actually destroy these. Cute. Well, that changes my strategy completely. I thought it was going to be the exact inverse of that. He'd take the boss and we'd go, kill stuff. But no, he's got to go kill the blooms, so...
Now heresy approaches.
Meanwhile, on the other battlefield...
Toxin will be your dirge. Rejoice, we bring Nurgle's gifts. Run them down.
So you don't have to play a cutscene per dude, right? You realize that. Is this actually an 8 squad thing? Nope. Well, maybe. Looks like it's doing some jury rigging to allow us to have, all 8 in one suit. Who is this? Huthor! Huthor, I want you to go deal with this Terminator. Could you do that for me, please?
On my way.
Could you make that happen? The Emperor. Thanks.
No demon shall avoid its fate. Power. I am the
What is your
Emperor's
will?
fury.
Alright, Pancake. Why don't you head over here?
Vengeance. Face me.
I like how they actually have the more difficult fight be the fight you have with the B squad.
Fall.
Hi, Alex.
In death.
Face me.
Hope your day's going well.
I am the Emperor's fury.
Jesus, Pancake.
Yes, sir.
I've decided 4 swords are the best.
Blessed are
That's stun damage. Jesus.
We are the hammer.
Look at that.
Unleash me.
Alright, Evo. Let's send you... Lolem Lost thinks this is going to break 300. Wow! Like, I know you like the game, Lolem Lost, but... Like, I'm not sure any game has broken 300. That's really optimistic. Like, that's incredible, honestly. Like, Do we have any game that's ever broken 300? I actually don't remember off the top of my head. You're probably wondering, why did I switch to the wrist bolter? Well, because it has more damage than my sniper rifle. Now, we have to go melee this guy. No, no, there you go.
It will be done.
Because otherwise... 2 games have broken 300, which would be Portal 2 and Mass Effect 2 then. Not counting the MMOs, different scale, yada yada. Oh, apparently Metroid Dread also got up there, my bad. That tracks.
Blessed follower!
Another executing. We're just executing for days here. What would Asheron's call rate? Asheron's call would be lower than STO and lower than Tor.
Yes, Commander.
Meanwhile, Von Falkenstein's just hanging out. There they are. I was gonna say, where's the other enemies? They're way over here. Alright, Von Falkenstein, I got a job for you.
Yes.
Oh, AC would absolutely be a net negative game. No question. It would get the sushi tag, but it would be in the negatives, because that's how that works. Alright, so... So this is going to be funny if this works. It's not going to, but it would be funny if it works.
Focus fire.
So that worked. Von Falkenstein, for the first time in this entire game, your servitor was really useful and just killed 2 units by himself. So take pride, brother. Oh yeah, stun it up. We all know Von Falkenstein loves that axe. I was gonna say, let's ignore the fact that we have to literally buy those things. Okay. Well, that's all the enemies, so...
Your command?
End turn. Looks like he's going to grab the yellow one.
Ever since you dared carve that name on my heart, our fates have been entwined.
Yep.
Your part in this was my design. I will heap misery on your accursed chapter.
Random question for those of you much more familiar with this franchise than I.
Agreed.
You are given the opportunity to make a game focusing on one of the Space Marine chapters. Which one do you pick? Why can't I blow up the bloom?
Standing ready.
Your command?
Yes.
At your service.
Oh, you.
Affirmative.
Yes, Commander.
I've not even heard of the Minotaurs. I do like the Blood Angels. Or Blood Ravens, or whatever the guys are from Dawn of War. Blood something. Scarlet dudes? I don't know. Something. Hey, Dream Raven. Dream Whisperer, excuse me.
I strike true.
Okay.
We slay the darkness.
Yes.
Standing ready. As ordered. I am here to serve.
Alright, Lord Harrimont. Got a job for you, too.
Down!
Oh yeah, he's immune to crits. Never mind. Don't even bother.
Down! Blessed are our arms. Foe wounded.
It is Blood Ravens, okay. Ugh.
Blessed are our arms.
Is Blood and Angel just kind of like the Wildcats of 40k? 100% crit vulnerability while grounded. Wow, that would have been nice to know earlier, but, you know, whatever. Cool. Let's just break some of your armor.
Yes.
Alright, go purge that. That's why you're over here.
More of the plague god.
2 down, 3 to go. This is gonna be a really long, boring battle, isn't it? I can't even imagine doing... I mean, I can imagine doing this battle without cheats. This is not a great outro. This is a slog.
I am the symbol of plagues to come.
Are we ready? Can I actually move? Holy crap, okay. Watch, there's an encounter after this. Alright, so... let's send you over here.
Yes.
This is the best game I have ever streamed. Ever.
Face me. Foe destroyed, Commander.
Nurgle just shows up like, hi, I brought you something. And then Savacom's like, hey, I brought you something too. And it's just Lufia 1 again. No, it's Lufia 3. Which is worse than Lufia 1. By memory. Then again, I've never reviewed Lufia 3.
I strike true.
Justice!
Lotus.
Okay. Why? Wow. Okay, go bludgeon that guy. 'Cause apparently just melee for days.
Fall!
Honestly, probably not, Lord Harrimont. Like, Stellaris gets pretty damn tight here, but 40k thrives on being ridiculous.
Feel the bite of my sword!
Yep, Evo, my main sniper, bludgeoning people with a sword.
Face me! Blessed are our arms! Foe!
We slay the darkness!
Worst stream I ever did? Not in terms of the vibe of the stream, but in terms of the worst game to actually play in stream. Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, this is a bit of recency bias, but Fallout 2 is definitely something I would consider in the running for that. Old CRPGs, for me personally, I have a really hard time playing. I have a really hard time going back to old CRPGs. And the whole experience, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like I'm ripping my teeth out the entire time. It is not fun. But, again, that's probably some recency bias, so I'd have to think about it past that. Star Wars Bounty Hunter did cause me literal physical pain to the point where we put the game down because it was hurting me. So that's up there.
Slaughtered.
How much do you have left? 5. Well, we never actually did a full stream of Papers, Please, so I'm not counting that. Yeah, then there's Folklore. I also had to literally take, whatever this is. Bismuth? I don't know, whatever. I had to take Stomach Settlers when playing Donkey Kong Country 2, and I believe it was Grandia were the big ones for that. I have streamed Papers, Please, and I've never streamed it again. It's actually on the veto list. Alright, where are you at? Why are you way over here?
Your orders.
But yeah, Quest 64, literally erasing my data. That was fun. That's the word I'm going to use about that.
Unleash me.
Branbo actually wasn't all that unpleasant to play, as absolutely bizarre as that sounds. Gross, terrifying, horrible. Yeah, sure, but like, what Alex is talking about is a game that really bothered me to play. And while Franbo was gross and awful, I could think of worse games to play. The gameplay of Franbo was functional. It was just, yeah, exactly, it was just on fun. Like, I'm thinking about games where the whole experience was just, like, crawling through a thicket, you know? Not a thicket, what do you call it? A bramble. Yeah, Star Trek Shattered Universe, that's a good example, because that game, I didn't think we were going to beat. That game... Star Trek Shattered Universe. This is not a joke. If you haven't seen the stream, this is not a joke. Star Trek Shattered Universe has a thing where every mission is an escort mission of the Excelsior. And in some of those missions, it can get to half health in literal seconds. And there's a bit of RNG on whether or not they decide to target the Excelsior or you. And if they target the Excelsior, they're probably going to kill it. Every mission. So every mission became about being just suicidally reckless and desperately trying to kill enemies as quickly as possible before they destroy the Excelsior. Like, oh my god, that game was awful. It did. It was designed like an arcade machine with extraordinarily badly designed difficulty. Just, oh, that was decisively unpleasant to play through. Phil just no mentioned Secret of the Stars. No, Secret of the Stars isn't even in the same zip code as the games I'm talking about. Also, that was a very good stream. But, for all its many, many, many flaws, Secret of the Stars was a game that was playable. Also, we were cheating.
Advancing!
That's relevant.
Your command.
Storm! Here.
Mega Man X7 was pretty damn bad to play. Like, really bad to play.
Here.
I'm gonna laugh if this trick works again. It's not gonna because it's a Terminator, but that would be funny.
Focus fire!
Yeah, I didn't think so. Devil May Cry 2, that's another one. Devil May Cry 2 I thought was gonna be a... So, okay, hang on. There are two kinds of bad games in my experience, right? On the one hand, you've got bad games that suck, but ultimately aren't really painful to play. And then you've got games that are painful to play. The distinction I like to use for this is Ride to Hell Retribution, which for all of its terribleness is ultimately a fairly vanilla game to play. And when I say that, I don't mean... I mean the vehicle of playing it. I mean, like, the mechanisms of interface and interaction and design. Like, it's just... It's a game you play through. And it's an absolutely abysmally terrible game, but playing the game isn't the problem, right? I know I'm describing this terribly, but in my mind, there's a pretty big gap between a game that's bad, Secret of the Stars, and a game that's bad to play, like Devil May Cry 2. Because Devil May Cry 2 was the former, right up until we started encountering some of the later missions, and it was just like, oh, right. I forgot. This keeps going down, doesn't it?
Taking position.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Wow, that's actually some decent range for once. We must get rid of Tom Cruise. It's the only way.
I feel the rot at my feet. This place seethes with rot.
Yeah, that freaking spinning room boss that we were stuck on for, I want to say, like 40 minutes. Oh. Yeah, like, exactly, Loke. It's kind of, like, some games are bad specifically in the way that they resist being played. Now, some of that's debatable, right? Some of that's opinion and perspective, because I just mentioned Fallout 2 as an example of one of those. Because for me, Fallout 2 is a game I have trouble playing, and I stand by that. But there are some games that are just objectively resistant to being played, like Star Trek Shattered Universe.
I can still taste the Inquisitor. A lingering note of a tormented soul.
Actually, that's not a bad example, Princess Stone. Paper Mario Sticker Star, especially Chapter 3, is resistant to being played. It's a bad game, but, like, there's, like, that separate category. I'm gonna start using... I'm gonna take Loke's... I've got this great idea that I just stole from Loke. We're gonna call it games that are resistant to being played.
Moving now.
And yes, we're fighting Mortarion.
Firing now.
Successfully, obviously. Because we're just that good.
Firing on target. I strike true.
Auto reload's still awesome.
Blessed are our arms. At your service. Down!
I am here to serve. What is your will?
Yes. Understood.
Yeah, Kaldor, who I remind you has shown up in exactly 2 scenes before this.
Enemy reinforcements.
It's okay, the final boss has showed up in 1 scene before this.
Slay the grandfather's enemies!
God, I don't even remember playing Halo Wars 2. That's probably sad. I remember having issues with Halo War 1 because rolling. That's burned into my brain forever.
Will bring you a clean death.
No, it's a valid point, Alex, and it's probably going to be some negatives here. Let's just be honest. Excuse me.
Vengeance! Down!
Yeah, Halo Wars 2 was really resistant to being purchased, which feels like its own problem.
Standing ready.
Sorry, that wasn't a Gazoon-tide, that was a cough. I'm still hacking up stuff periodically. I know you wanted to hear that.
Face me.
I'm pretty sure Halo Wars 2 was a net positive. Although a lot of that was because the second campaign as the Brutes was just better in every way. Just so much better than the vanilla campaign.
Enemy down.
Like, it was kind of weird. Like, maybe that was just some expansion effect going on. I don't know. But it was like, this is actually good. Holy crap. I'm engaged by this.
Ignore the wounds. Ah! His corpse will feed the maggots. The foe bleeds. You will heal.
Yes, Commander. My blade is yours. On the way. Yeah! Taste my fury.
If you still breathe, fight! The pain makes you stronger! Embrace it! Make him pay!
We are the hammer.
Your orders? Yes, Commander. Rise again.
Standing ready. No demon shall avoid its fate. We slay the darkness. What is your will? Oh! Yeah!
As ordered.
Apparently I'm muted. So just I don't like repeating myself. Stories that are told in a non-linear fashion tend to be resistant to being experienced, in my experience. Especially because it's hard to do that, and most people don't know how to do that. So, yeah. It is hard to do. Maybe people should take that into mind when they decide whether or not they're doing it. Just a thought.
Your command.
Now, obviously, that doesn't make every nonlinear story bad. That wasn't even the question. The question was resistant to being perceived, regardless of, you know, whether it's good, bad, or in between.
It will be done.
Yeah, the Drow really should not be a major power at this point in Forgotten Realms specifically. They are. They shouldn't be. Jeez, you're way over there.
Your command? It will be done. I strike true.
So, this is going to sound like a weird example. Blade Tribal. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I was responding to the right person there. World of Warcraft. Let me be very clear. WoW has a fantastic story. It has amazing characters, wonderful world building, some very tight, fantastic moments and plot. And it's one of the better stories in MMOs. The only thing that could even challenge it is FF14. But WoW's story is absolutely all over the place.
At your service.
The example I love to give most commonly is there's a story arc that that's fantastic. I'm not going to give any spoilers. It's this really good story arc. It's awesome.
It will be done.
The way it's told to the player is you start a particular zone, and then you see a cutscene, which is an awesome cutscene, and then you get a couple of quests, literally 2, around that moment. Then you go do 3 zones worth of combat and content. Just 3 zones, which is tons and tons and tons of content. Then you come back, and then you get another cutscene, then you get some really great quests, then a really great cutscene, then months pass, then a patch comes out, in which there's a hard mode of a dungeon, and then another cutscene. Now, the story arc, if you just thread it linearly next to each other, is awesome. It's a fantastic, great, thrilling, wonderful character piece of amazing. But you see what I mean when I say it's resistant to being perceived. This is what I mean when I say WoW has bad storytelling, because normally when I say that, I'm talking about things like voice acting and animation, all that, but this is different. This is the vehicle of the way in which the story is transmitted, which is slightly different. Let's get up here. Nope, no spoilers, pillagers, no. Jaina! But, that's the problem.
Opening fire!
Yeah, the pacing and flow of the story is absolutely all over the place. The core story, fantastic. Lorecraft plug, by the way. For those of you not aware, the core motivation, I had several reasons, as I always do, but the biggest reason I made the Lorecraft series was so people could enjoy the story of Warcraft. Because it's a great story. Apparently I haven't made that a command yet, which I need to do at some point. Remind me to do that before, like, I cut for break or something.
Your orders. Face me!
I mean, that was a passion project right there, which I'm actually pretty proud of.
Blessed are...
You know what? Fine, we'll just do it right now. This is literally going to take me seconds. Although I really don't like how YouTube now doesn't have a separate section for playlists. So you have to actually go into your videos to get the section for playlists, and that's just why. Why do that? Shut up. Shut up. Okay, good. You would not be the only person to tell me that, Alex. I actually had a friend of mine tell me to my face that he refused to watch the Lorecrafts because he didn't want to have anything to do with ActiBlizzard. No judgment. I get how that is. Hills and chocolate. The really sad part... Here, try again, Rickman, really quick, please. The really sad part is I don't think Blizzard made WoW's story obtuse. I think that's a good word. On purpose. I think it's just that they were inventing what MMOs are and have kind of never stopped inventing what MMOs are. See, it's funny you say that, Lord Haramut, because I actually fundamentally disagree with that. I also spit venom at Nobel, but I don't want to get into that because I don't want to get into any drama. So let's just say that Nobel can go rot in hell. That's the nicest thing I could say about that. But I have heard several people say that Nobel is the premier Warcraft lore guy, and that's a totally valid statement. One I fundamentally disagree with at every fiber of my being, but it is something that people can have an opinion on.
The enemy is weak.
That's allowed. Is it up now?
Yes.
Hey.
Agreed.
Yeah, WoW turned MMOs from fancy chat rooms into games. Like it or not.
I sense the enemy converging. We cannot be stopped!
Yeah. I don't mean to say that WoW gets a pass on this, but I always find it amusing when someone calls WoW grindy. Because one of the fundamental ideas in WoW Vanilla at launch was to reduce the grind in MMOs. Which they succeeded at, I feel like adding.
Unleash me.
Again, not saying it gets a pass. It is still too grindy. It still needs to be brought down further, but good God. It was so much worse before.
Wound inflicted. Power. No demon shall avoid its fate.
Like, you want to talk about grind? Look up some of the things you had to do in Ultima Online, or Final Fantasy XI, or, honestly, really any MMO. Just any of them that came out before WoW.
We are the hammer!
Standing ready.
Oh. Yeah, and including Asheron's Call. Asheron's Call was an extraordinarily grindy game.
Standing ready.
Let's make that very clear. I've told that story before about the actual moment I recognized that Asheron's Call was so grindy I wasn't enjoying it. It was just such a weird moment of... Huh. I'm not enjoying myself. Weird. Anyways, I don't get your point, Lord Haramon. WoW is still going to get a negative for grind. It's just, it's... Like, you're saying something that has no relevance to what we're talking about, Lord Haramon. And admittedly, I'm still pissed off about the Nobel comment. I'm trying to bleed off some of the anger there. Because screw him. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. As Pillars of Snow said. The only point I was making was that WoW changed MMOs for the better. That was the point I was making. Not that WoW is good or great or amazing or perfect or anything, just that it was something that actually fundamentally changed MMOs to be a better thing. Which is funny, because I so often hear the exact opposite opinion. I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, I wish MMOs were like they were back in the day. And every time I hear that, I think, did you play any MMOs back in the day?
What is your will?
Like, was it...
At once.
And of course, then there's the... I don't have an adjective here that isn't negative. Then there's the people. Let's just call that what that is. There's the people who actually legitimately do prefer the old method of MMOs, and I got nothing on that. I have absolutely no idea what to say to those people. But I'm getting way too much off on a tangent. I should shut up here. WoW's awesome. All right, so moving on.
We slay the darkness.
I look forward to the WoW stream. I legitimately do. It's happening this year. To quote the FF14 devs, please look forward to it. God. Do you remember when the group wall was a concept in MMOs? I mean, there are occasional rare MMOs that still have a group wall. Do you remember when that was the norm? No, Oculus, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. That's all we're done. We're done.
No demon shall avoid it.
Oh god, yeah, DOAC. What's a group wall? So walls in general as a concept are points in an MMO, and it is specifically an MMO thing, where you run into a wall that requires X in order to progress. X being whatever the wall is. So like a grind wall or a rep wall or whatever, right?
What is your will?
So all MMOs used to have a group wall. It was the point at which you could no longer play the game. And I don't mean like progress or whatever. I mean just play the game. Like have access to content unless you were in a group. One of the oldest jokes that I remember from like 99 or something like that was that they were going to patch it so you had to be grouped up to access the auction. That is to say vendors, that is to say player vendors in town, because it was that common to have a group wall. Group walls are terrible. I'm glad we're done with them. Yeah, it was a really low level thing in FF11. Like you hit the group wall. So in FF11, in vanilla, I don't know if they ever changed this. The way it would work is you'd start the game and you'd have a few runaround quests with no quest log and no directions in your main city. And once you did that, once you finished that, you got a quest to go out, and it was like to do this relatively random, low-level tutorial dungeon. That was the group wall in FF11.
Your orders?
I am low on AP on everybody.
Command?
In EverQuest 2, we'll use some other more modern MMOs than like the really old crap. In EverQuest 2, you could get to level 20, and you could get out of the main town, which sounds familiar, but there's a lot of content. There's several days worth of content in the main town. It was good content, it was fun, the quests were fun, well designed, blaze through them. Leave town, group wall. Hope you've got a full group, which is balanced, by the way. You can't just have 5 random people. You need to have a tank, a healer, a ranged DPS, and a mezzer. Otherwise, you can't do anything. Let's go over here. God, that pissed me off. That's the moment I put EverQuest 2 down, by the way. Mentally. We kept playing EQ2 for a minute. Yeah, FF14 has solo walls. I don't even know what to make of that.
Your doom approaches.
How long have I been fighting this guy? I feel like it's been a minute. Yes, I'm just sitting here talking about MMO design because it's more interesting than doing this mission. Wildstar had a group wall too, but it was pretty far in, so I'm willing to give that a bit of a pass. EVE Online is an interesting example, because EVE Online did have a group wall, but it wasn't this. It doesn't work the same. Like, it doesn't apply the same way, because EVE Online isn't a typical MMO in any sense of the word. So that's kind of its own thing. Yeah, EVE Online's over there, doing its own thing. Yeah, EVE Online, the group wall is, for all intents and purposes, the moment you start the game. I'm not even being facetious about that. FF14, so... I can, Shadow Machine. I really can. FF14 technically has group walls, but ultimately, the only group walls in FF14 are very, very, very far in, and it's exactly what Reggie was just talking about. It's like the highest end hard mode stuff. It's like WoW nowadays. WoW's only group walls are Mythic Pluses and the high-end raids. So that's like the ridiculous majority of the content is no longer part of the group wall content, which is great. Like I said, they kind of canceled the group wall concept with WoW, actually. WoW was the first MMO to try and push against that.
The enemy is wounded.
Yeah, back in original WoW, in vanilla WoW, the group wall was... the group wall varied. That's the really messed up part.
I am here to
It depended on your class and your spec. Some classes could solo better than other classes. It would be boring, but you could do it. But, well, you'd be wrong, Von Falkenstein. Especially since Tor was quite literally modeled after WoW Vanilla. So I didn't even kill the other blooms. Whatever. I don't even care.
Drago! You cannot win! Cadex, you treacherous worm! What have you wrought? I did only as requested, Master! Plague comes for the Imperium. I have eternity to ensure it festers.
Okay. Well, status quo maintained. That's Warhammer 40k in a nutshell. Or I can just leave it right here. There we go. Perfect. Perfect! Aw.
The perpetual coward. I expect nothing less from those who betrayed humanity. Some, however, take courage to the limits of folly.
You will forgive the commander. He simply obliged an old man's wish to see duty's end.
I would not begrudge a knight his sense of duty, but you must leave if you can, now. Mortarian's failure here has sparked the fury of the Plague God. We will draw their attention if we may. Inform the Grand Masters of what happened here.
Commander, sensors detect conspicuous forms converging on our position.
We must depart. I envy you, my brothers.
Know that they fight on with courage and honor. Even as the bloom decays beyond, we will infect the realms of chaos with our purity.
We return to Titan. Brothers, you will be welcomed into the Hall of Champions.
So we're just leaving 8 Grey Knights in the warp. In Nurgle's Garden.
and she lost her soul to chaos. We had feared her fallen, but in truth, I misjudged her strength of will. In the end, she fulfilled an inhuman duty. Cartha Vakir sacrificed herself to preserve life and carve a path for hope in the future. She did so, realizing that the price would be an eternity of torment. She is a credit to the Inquisition and has truly humbled this Grey Knight. Go, relay this to your masters.
The bloom fades.
Another triumph, purchased at a bitter price.
We have delayed our return to Titan for too long, Ektar. The Edict yearns for respite. Our duty forward is clear.
Yes, duty. What say you, Commander? Are we finished here?
What kind of question is that?
Effusive as ever, eh? Dominus, set course for Titan.
Damn it, Uthor. Credits, I guess? That's it? Okay. Wow. I feel drained. I'm not actually joking. I feel drained. Holy crap. Oh. And we slammed through this much faster than we should have. This should have been a weeks-long game. I actually did a little looking into that off camera. There's, like, whatever you think we just did was a slog, remember that we sped up everything. We completely skipped a double layer grind. On top of also skipping, like some of the slog of the actual battles themselves thanks to the AP cheat. Andy Serkis played Varden Kai. Can I skip this? Can we see the last cutscene? No, okay. Say something when it comes back. I'm gonna go pull up some auditing. Where's stuff? Here you are. Nope, because we cheated, Luke. Cheating is almost never accepted in speedruns. It depends. Although, since there are no speedruns, I would be establishing a category. So, this is the world record for cheat percent of this game. Let us all remember Lord Harrimont, who is lost in the warp forever and will 100% certainty be turned into a Chaos Marine. Yeah, sorry, if he's lucky. There are worse things. Oh my god. Or Chaos Spawn. You know, we got options. There's so much further down we could go, you know? Wow. Hey, Cinematics. Yeah, the Dreadnought's like, I'm ready. I'm done sleep. Oculus is over there. I woke up. I'm here. What's up? What did I miss? What did I miss? I'm ready. Forgive me the silence. Since we're going to tab back to the game in a minute, I just want to leave it without playing anything. Oh, here we go. Because everything has to have a post-credits teaser. Everything. Are there knights right there?
This maggot remains, Lord Draco.
Grandfather Nurgle! Protect your son! A pitiful end awaits those who serve chaos. Warden of the Bloom, indeed.
You may have cost me my status, but patience is the grandfather's greatest virtue. There's always another plague waiting just around the corner.
For once you speak the truth. Perhaps it is time to deploy more proactive tactics.
Let them go, let them go. We must be patient. I have a great many plans for you.
Well, I'm sure we'll see that in the inevitable sequel to this game. That this game will definitely have. Oh god, it probably will. I wonder how well this sold. There's an interesting thought. So let's ask the relevant question. Obviously that outro sucked. But how badly did it suck? As we've discussed many times recently, there's just a bottomless pit of suck we can fall into. The suckitude. That well is deep. Oh yeah, I can play music now. What was that one song you really liked? Luthor from Dark Tide? Was it anything I'm looking at? No, this looks familiar. Oh, this is it, I think. $8.5 million with 248,000 units moved. It's actually really good. That is a astonishingly well-selling game, especially for something that is technically a niche genre. That's really good. Mayhap, unfortunately. So, that sucks. But you never know. Maybe we'll have expansion effect. Maybe the next one will be better. It's not like there weren't bad ideas here. Just, you know. Oh, they're bad. So I shouldn't say that sucks. Sorry, that's negative. That's negative. It is a thing that might have a positive. Hey, look, I should make this stuttery for old time's sake. Just have it be like, Let's get the question out there. Yes, we're going to play Subnautica today, but I'm not sure when. Like, obviously it'll be after the lunch break, but lunch break's in like 20 minutes, and I got work to do, so... We'll start at some time today. I don't know when. I don't know when. Yeah, I've secretly been playing Subnautica this entire time. Yeah. I know, I'm always in a hurry. So little time. I'm gonna say this twice today, after this. But I'm actually worried that Subnautica is not that great of a game. I guess we'll see. And you're probably thinking, but why? Well, here's the deal. Some of you probably don't remember this, but the last time we played Subnautica, we used mods. And that obviously affects my opinion of the game. Now, I have played it since then with my niece, actually. I'll tell that story, too. We'll see how it holds up for review. At the very least, we always still have access to those mods, if we want to. No, we started using mods, I think when we started going to the really deep stuff. Actually, there is Don Crow. We showed that one off, too. We showed off a lot of mods. We just were poking around a little bit. We showed off a speed mod. That was fun. So we could zip around quickly. Yeah, we were just kind of goofing around a bit. And I was using some mods to make building quicker, so I could just try out with the building thing. Just to see what the limits of build were. Lava, specifically, Logue. You know, this is a cool title screen, but you know what this title screen is? I'm going to put this in the highlight reel. You know what this title screen is? This title screen is Warhammer 40k in one animated video. No, think about it for a second. These two people are fighting each other forever. No, neither of them will ever win. There is no victory. There's no change to the status quo. They're just fighting each other forever. What are you trying to do, Bragwin? Other than link the wrong thing, obviously. I will admit... No, I've seen that too, Shadow Machine. I will admit, as bizarre as this probably sounds, the eternal, unchanging nature of Warhammer 40k is probably the biggest reason I've never actually gotten into it, and never will. It's the exact same reason I'm not into comics anymore. That is to say, DC and Marvel. Because nothing ever changes. Status quo is eternal. And that's surface level for me. Interesting for a bit, and then I get bored of it, and I move on. So while there's some fun 40k games, and there are, I'm never going to actually get into the setting, because it just stays that way forever. Well, obviously, Savacom. There it is. Sorry, I was looking for something specifically. Squeak! Those poor guy. Those poor little things. Yeah, we spawned a bunch of those. That was cute. Tries to take us so damn long. Just trying to find something. Failing at it. I mean, it kind of is Sommercom. Scott Summers always has to end up with Jean Grey. That has to happen. Which is, of course, why in the X-Men rewrite, that's the first thing I'm changing. I'm not going to ever go with Wolverine. That's ridiculous. That's a terrible pick. But I think we're going to hook up Jean Grey with Xavier. Okay, now that's obviously a joke. But that was a thing, too. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Thankfully, I'm pretty sure they've actually since torpedoed that, and that's no longer canon, but... Jean Grey and Jubilee. But that would involve Jubilee existing. So can't we just get rid... Oh yeah, Scott actually was with Emma Frost for quite a while, yes. In fact, there's a rather infamous picture, official picture, of the two of them making out over Jean Grey's grave. I'm not making that up. You can look it up. You can look it up. Okay. Oh. I think I stopped really following Marvel pretty much right after the Age of Apocalypse, which sounds like a while ago. And that's because it freaking is. I kept following DC mostly because a friend of mine did. I don't remember the exact issue. It was after Hush, I know that. But there was this specific issue where they spent the last 3 issues building up to some big reveal, and then the big reveal happened, and I'm going to try and explain this as simply as I can, because I don't remember what the specific thing was, because that's the problem. The big reveal was like, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to make a terrible sacrifice. And then the next issue, oh god, once we reach the end of this day, I'm not sure if I can do what I have to do. And then they built it up, and they built it up, and then what it was the terrible sacrifice was, I have to go pick up milk from the grocery store. And it was such a nothing burger. It was such a nothing thing that changed nothing, that meant nothing. It was just a complete deflated bubble. Just boop, that's it. It was a flan in a cupboard. It was nothing. And I remember reading that issue, and it was like, it wasn't the first problem, obviously, but it was the last. It was the final straw in the more or less literal use of that metaphor, or that simile, or whatever the hell it's called. And that was the final time I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And I stopped reading comics at that point. I was good. That was sufficient. Yeah, at least Bleach, for all its problems, knew how to change the freaking status quo. I still hate where the manga went after the anime stopped, but at least it went somewhere. Chopping off the guessing game. If you didn't get a guess in, well, you had like the last 5 minutes to do it, so. Alright. The anime stopped right after the Eisen arc, is how I'm going to say that. Like, that was the conclusion of the anime. Because the manga kept going, and the manga... Moving on. That sucks, Triexia. I hope people enjoy it. Okay. Now let's do the audit. So, animation. I think we already have made our point about the animation quite clear. Background lore, non-existent. Banter, non-existent. Brickwork, one of the only good things about the game. Nope, 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 nope. Surprisingly, they skip most of these problems by simply not having anything. Intro was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. There's a lot of bad here. I'm gonna give another negative for pacing. Pacing was bad. Plot was serviceable. I'm actually gonna give the plot a wash. Sound design was okay. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Was there even a theme? Has there ever been a theme to a Warhammer 40k game? Voice acting was bad. And I think that's actually it. Status quo. So that's a net -9 to story. What's the theme? Status quo. I like it. I like it. Vampires. Oh my god. It's actually funny to me how many stories, anime or otherwise, would be a lot better if they just kind of stopped at a certain point. And that point is usually way over here. You know? Anyways. All I'm going to say is Sosuke and move on from that. Let's see here. Yeah, we gotta guard the big boss while he wins the day, basically by himself. Camera was fine. There were no choices on the co-op controls. I already mentioned that negative. Mechanics were actually pretty good. Crashes, difficulty curve, difficulty options. Early game, mid game, late game. Random design. Oh god, Dakota, no! No! Everyone just constantly repeats everything back to them. Corrupted by the warp. HUD was not good. I never gave a negative for the HUD. Oh, no, I did. I labeled it wrong. That's my fault. There we go. Grandmaster. They give you a Rex and never let you use it. Ah! Ouch! Ouch. Points for truth. Replayability. We have very rarely given a negative for replayability. Because replayability by its very nature is a positive category. But hear me out. I want to give this game a negative for replayability, which will make it like one of 3 we've ever done that for. And the reason why is because the forced unskippable tutorial, which lasted hours, and the fact that the actual core gameplay loop didn't get started until the 20-hour mark. That's having to slog through a lot of crap to then get to the point where you can effectively replay the game. Technically, yes, Sabacom. There's no New Game Plus here, Loke. Yeah, we could see the one boss we didn't see. Do you notice that? We killed 4 of them. We never saw Red. We never saw the Chaos Marine. And yeah, variety? What variety? The grind missions are pure filler and have no distinction between each other. The New Game Plus mod, which first of all, by the mere question that you're asking that, kind of says all it needs to, is a pre-built save. It's not a mod at all. It's just a save file. So you load the save file, and it's got a bunch of stuff edited to give you access to things. It's also locked in as legendary difficulty, which I've already mentioned, but I just feel like repeating, because what the crap? But still, that's not New Game Plus. That's someone gave you a save file. Yeah, no kidding, 5. I will never play this game again. I think that's everything. No, I didn't try Hexia. Hope it's not related to the Disney dude going back into power, because that's terrible. Okay, so... God, I am weary. Alright, where's my list? Where's my list? Where are you? Do I not have it here? I don't have it here. Okay, someone type in ! genre into chat, please. There it is. I don't know why I don't have this local. So let's see. Strategy tactical. So we've only covered one other game like this before, and that would be HOM 5. So we're not going to have a lot of comparisоning going on here. So... Stop doing that. No, you guys are awesome. Keep being awesome. Damn it, I actually forgot to do some calculations. It's been a while, okay? It's been a month. You know what's bad is I always feel self-conscious about how long it takes to do this. I really shouldn't. Because I want to be thorough and not rush. 27.57 hours with massive grind avoidance cheats. Ouch. Yeah, enjoy the music. Enjoy the music. Oh, wow. That's not great. 3 over 15. $14 over 44. That's pretty terrible. So, final story score? -9 to story. That is 0.33 negatives per hour. And that is a story positive ratio of 20%. Gameplay, -16. That's a 0.58 negatives per hour. And a gameplay ratio of 31.82%. Can I get a drum roll, please? Ladies and gentlemen, the final golden number for this game is -14.09. Now that probably doesn't sound too bad. And if it doesn't, that's because you don't know how this system works. That's pretty freaking bad. As I've said before, anything negative at all is bad. And negative, negative is exponentially worse. Yeah, you have to work. Every negative point, you have to work much harder to get further down relative to up. So that's bad. That also means Alex wins. Congratulations, Alex. I'll put that towards Pokemon Arceus. Oh, we would have put the game down for Axia. No question. There's no way. Yeah, that puts this game as worse than Fallout 1 for a direct comparison. Let me open up the guessing game for editing. There we go. Let's see. Let's do a quick thing here. What do we got here? What do we got? So this puts this game down... Where is it? Where is it? Chaos Gate. So this is pretty close to Bard's Tale and Mega Man X6. It is not as... Excuse me. It is worse than Tor Trooper. It is not as bad as Just Cause 4 or Jedi Knight or Drakengard. That's getting much worse. But this still puts this as worse than Bounty Hunter, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Mega Man Legends, Albion, Quest for Glory 2, Dragon Quest 2, Quest for Glory 3, VTM Coteries of New York, Devil May Cry 1, Beyond Good and Evil, Parasite Eve, Legend of Lakaya, Force Unleashed, System Shock 1, Psychonauts 1, Tiny and Big. All of those are negative games that this has surpassed. It is the 12th worst game I've reviewed. Put it simplicity. And with that bombshell, I'm going to go ahead and chop off, do my paperwork, get the highlight reel ready to go, probably eat some lunch, and whenever I'm done, we'll start up Subnautica. A terrible, terrible game.